is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Allen going to go to the air right away. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Now Allen. That went out wide and intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, his first throw of the playoffs is intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Throw left side to Kincaid. And they'll make sure he's touched down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Cook will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. From his end zone, here's Darius Davis. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Up the middle they go. Hampton, and he'll be taken down at the 18. They don't get it all back there, but they do get 8, and it sets up a 3rd and 15. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep is DJ Chark. That's taken on the 25. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. Powerful running. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Chargers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback. With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run again with Harris. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Hampton. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Herbert now. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Bills force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
That's caught inside the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 68 yards.
Well, Josh Allen just might have the strongest arm in the NFL. And at 6'5", he can put his whole body into it too. And this, an absolute gorgeous throw. Perfect arc, and it results in a big, big pickup.
Here's Allen to throw it. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. DJ Chark, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now it's blocked. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way into the end zone, and it's 2 points. Well, you figure with a veteran kicker out there, these extra points almost automatic, but this one turns into 2 points the other way.
And we both know it's hard to put it on him. I think there's a breakdown in the protection, but guess what? It does go against his record.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball. But I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can. And that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
Now here's a throw that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now it's Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Here's Allen. Flush to his right. Shakir hauls it in. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Herbert going to change the look.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his big tight end here. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
This 2nd and 4.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He finds his man, complete. It's Hampton. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Herbert off of play action. Open man right side. That's McConkey. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. From midfield, here's Allen. Has his man, it's Shakir. It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Cook again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Allen now looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. To the air, Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Curtis Samuel, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Bills continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Allen will try to throw for it. Flush to his right. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this 3rd quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And my goodness, another interception. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Prater's kick is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Darius Davis, 64 yards. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it and give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Hampton.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Herbert.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Down to the 10.
Touchdown, L.A.
Lad McConkey.
65 yards.
And the Chargers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, Allen.
Now he fires deep for Shakir.
This is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Khalil Shakir.
62 yards.
And the Bills use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
It's complete. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
The Charger drive about to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
He's got a man, complete. And down to the 19-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Operating from the gun, Herbert.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down now, it's Hampton, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Chargers are back within a score. Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Now Allen. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Throwing is Allen on third. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be first and goal from an ideal position.
On the ground with a tight end. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Here's first and 10. Herbert. Caught right side, Davis. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's first and 10. Herbert going to throw. That one complete to McConkey. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Herbert to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. You got the big lead defensively.
willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Herbert's throw going to be caught by Davis.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing, Herbert.
Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Herbert.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now Herbert.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
2nd down and 6 now.
So Allen's going to look to throw. Flush to his right.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Play action. Now it's Allen.
Now he fires deep for Shakir.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
Well, these defensive backs have been getting torched all game long. And finally, a small measure of revenge here. That time the coverage downfield is excellent. And they're right there to battle for the football and force the incomplete pass.
A great return there of 22 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. One last throw here for Herbert. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Bills come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. The Bills are moving on as we say so long, everybody.